Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, and company representatives. My name is Emily, and I'm going to be your MC for today. We want to thank you guys for joining us today for the first ever Garuda Hacks Virtual Career Fair. Special shout out to my Garuda Hacks team for spending the last month organizing this career fair. This is our first time holding a career fair, and we have a record of 2,145 registrations. That's amazing. We're excited to partner with 30 plus amazing companies to bring you this opportunity. On the screen, you will see a rundown of today's events. Please remember to copy the Discord link to have access to the personal company talks after. If you have any panel questions you want to ask the speakers or companies, please head over to our Instagram story at Garuda Hacks to submit any last minute questions. With that, I would like to invite the Garuda Hacks Managing Director, Scott, to give the opening word.
Hi everyone, my name is Scott Moses Sonario. I am the Managing Director of Garuda Hacks. First of all, I would like to thank everyone for coming all here today to the Garuda Tech Career Fest. We're extremely glad to be able to organize this event in a virtual environment. I know it has been very hard to attend any virtual career fair these days, as like campuses and other exposed places are down. And so we're building this to make sure that everyone have the opportunity to find the career of their dream through the internet. And so we're also today introducing Future Tech Leaders Fellowship, which is our flagship program for our recruiting efforts, which will be helping individuals in college, in bachelor's degree, master's degree, to even doctorate degree, to find career in tech in Indonesia. So what is Future Tech Leaders Fellowship? We are basically a program consisted of three main pillars. The first and foremost, we're basically going to match you with a fast-growing technology companies in Indonesia. We are partnering with 30 plus partner companies and growing. Secondly, we're also going to allow you to the opportunity to learn directly from industrial leaders in our company partners. And last but not least, you're going to be able to build lasting connections to our community network of like-minded individuals and also industrial leaders in the technology community in Indonesia. All of the opportunities that you will be seeing today in the Garuda Tech Career Fest will be able to be accessible to our fellow. So if you go to futuretechleaders.id, you will see the various companies that we'll be working on, and then you can find all of the opportunities that you find here today. We are proud to announce that we're partnering with a lot of companies with a like diverse spectrum of industry and also stage. We have partnering with large companies such as Tokopedia, Ruang Guru, and Ticket.com, and we're also working with early stage fast growth startups such as Kota Kode, Aman, Andalin, and so on and so forth. Our recruitment process is divided into four main stages. The first one is the application process, where we will be able to apply online through our website. So we're opening the registration today at January 29, and we'll be closing the application at March 21. After you apply, you will go to the screening phase where the candidates' resumes and technical abilities will be screened. The engineering fellows applicant will be screened using a HackRank algorithmic and data structure questions, and this will go from March 22 and to March 21. After you've passed our screening process, the candidates will be able to choose which companies and positions they want to be considered for, and companies will then interview and select suitable candidates between March 31 to May 23. And if you're selected by one of our company partners to be an intern or a fresh graduate applicant, you will receive an offer before the end of May from our partner companies. So for this year, we're going to have two program tracks that is open for both internship positions and full-time fresh graduate positions. The engineering fellowship will be working in one of our company partner as a part of the engineering team, and it's open to all university students majoring in science, technology, engineering, or mathematics. This is going to range from things such as you can apply for roles as software engineering, data science, DevOps, and many more. For our non-technical friends out there, we also have a program just for you. So we're also opening non-technical fellowship this year, where each candidate will work in one of our company partners at the team of their choosing, such as product, design, recruiting, finance, and in many more. Unlike the engineering fellowship, which only open to STEM majors, the non-technical fellowship will be open to all university students regardless of major. For this fellowship, you can apply for opportunities such as product management, UI UX design, finance, business development, investment analyst, and many more that we can't mention all in within this presentation. So all of the positions that is going to go through the Future Tech Leader Fellowship will receive monthly compensation from the company directly. And for the internships, it will be held during school break on May to August this year, with a possibility to extend if you're looking to work more with the company of your choosing. Accepted fresh graduate applicants will be placed as permanent employees within the companies of their choosing and will be able to work there continuously. We're now opening the application for the Future Tech Leaders Fellowship. So you can apply now at futuretechleaders.id. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the Garuda HQ team on Discord, or you can email us at fellowship@garudahacks.com. If there's any community partners out there or media or company partners who is interested to work with us, feel free to send us an email to our team at team@garudahacks.com. With that being said, I'm really excited to be and looking forward to seeing your application and helping you get the career of your dream. And with that being said, I'll pass on the mic back to Emily to continue with the events of today. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Now we will be starting the interview portion for the company representatives. Today we have Mr. Rifki Adyas from Ticket.com, Ms. Cindy Sanorita from Icehouse, and Mr. Ronald Paruli from Aruna. Um, so, hello, Mr. Rifki. It's nice to see you today
Nice to see you
again.
too, Emily.
So, do you mind telling us a bit about yourself and a brief description about the company you work for and what is it like working in a startup?
Okay, awesome. Maybe I'll start my presentation. Yeah, I think words. I think pictures describe more than words. So I have a quick video to show you guys about a glimpse of working at Ticket.com. Okay, I think that's my presentation. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, maybe before I start, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Rifki. I'm Culture Engagement Manager at Ticket.com. And maybe before we move on to about Ticket.com, this is a quick sketch about my uni life. Yeah, I was actually a graduate from University of South Australia in Adelaide 4 years ago. And I think back then, this is kind of like my life. I taught my Vietnamese friend how to use a sarung to the uni, as you can see. And I used to work a lot of part-time jobs, like many of you are listening today. And also, Subway and my Hungry Jacks was like my go-to OG place, when I had no money and stuff. And I think back then I was so confused about, should I go home or should I continue my career back in Australia? So when I first graduated from University of South Australia, I actually got a job in Flamingo BBDO as a marketing strategist back in 2014. And then I worked there for 2 years, and then I basically thought like, I graduated, and then I was working in Australia, and then I was having a good career. And then I was actually I attended this event by the Indonesian embassy, and I remember Pak Dino Patijalal was there, and then he was talking about Indonesia was really growing, and then I thought like I was getting paid well in Australia, but I was seeking more challenge. I saw that Indonesia had a lot of potential, and I saw like digital and startup growth was like really huge in Indonesia. So I started exploring opportunities back in Indonesia, and then I book a unreturned ticket home back to Indonesia, and I joined corporate, because that was the first company that offered me. So I went back home, and then I joined Danone in 2017, and I was handling employer branding to 17,000 employees. A huge culture difference from startup, from agency life. It's a lot more structured. It's a lot more bureaucracy, and then it's a lot more old people than young people. So it was less dynamic, but I was learning like end-to-end process about everything, right? And then I spent a year and a half in Danone, and then before moving to Kraft Heinz. So I got an opportunity to move to Singapore. I was handling all Southeast Asia in Singapore, and then it's kind of like a different corporate feel, because when I was in Danone, I was really Indonesian corporate feel, and then when I went to Kraft Heinz, it was like an international corporate feel, which is like a lot more. It's less bureaucratic, but there's still hierarchy. It's less agility, and then it's a very like a people oriented culture as well in Kraft Heinz. And then after going to Kraft Heinz, and then in 2017, in 2019, I got an offer to go to Ticket.com. It was actually like a risky move for me, because I was like used to the corporate environment, and then I decided let's move to Ticket.com. And really, why I decided to go to Ticket.com was um, before I go to Ticket.com, I took a trip around Indonesia end to end from Sabang to Merauke just by myself. And then I realized that Indonesia is very beautiful, right? We have food, we have culture, we're very rich in natural resources, sites and everything. And then I thought like, wow, this is great. Indonesia should be number one. And I was reading UNICEF nominated us to be should be the #1 tourist sites in the world, you know. But however, based on the data, our GDP contribution from tourism is not as huge as other Southeast Asian countries or maybe like other Asian countries, you know. Although, as you can see, one in 10 people working in Indonesia actually makannya dari tourism ya. They work in tourism related industries like airlines, like concert places, like hotels and things like that. And then also 1 in 5 businesses actually play a role in tourism in Indonesia. So it's a huge industry, but however, the GDP contribution is not as massive as it should be. And then basically the reason why this like we're not in tourism we're not performing as well as we can is basically lack of infrastructure. Yeah, so if you go to Japan, like you land in Narita, and then like all of these, you know, you get all the information of where you want to go and everything. But in Indonesia, like to enjoy the natural resources in Indonesia is still very complicated. The roads are not there, and then the information is not there. So that's why at Ticket.com, I was actually, I took a move from a comfortable corporate position to a startup, basically because I was inspired by the vision and mission that, I was interviewed by the CEO directly, and they were saying like, there's a lot of potential in Indonesian tourism, and we want to make Indonesia to make the most customer centric online travel agent in the world. By being the most customer centric, we want to have the best price. We want to have the best user experience, and then basically making traveling simpler for everyone. So therefore, we want to grow Indonesian tourism using technology, right? So when I see my engineers, in ticket.com modding sampai malam, di balik itu they're helping people to actually, balik mudik or something, So I'm actually inspired by the purpose. That's why I decided to, okay, let's make it this career move. And then now we have more than 15 million downloads. And in 2019, we were the fastest growing online travel agent in the world, not only in Indonesia, but also in the world. And now we have more than 1,000 headcounts, and then we're located in 7 countries. We actually have a R&D center and AI-based center in Canada. We have 13 office locations, and although we are an Indonesian company, all the BODs are Indonesian and then run 100% shareholder Indonesian, but we have 14 different nationalities in ticket.com. So actually, like for me, like I've been living in Australia for more than 8 years, and then going back, and then, I was worried that I wouldn't fit in with the culture, but coming to like an Indonesian global company with 14 different nationalities in one company, I think it's a good stage for me to, adhere. And then and also 26% of our graduates are actually graduated from overseas. So I was quite surprised because I didn't see much difference when I was working in Australia, but in Indonesia. But I can eat batagor every day now, so that's the difference. And then the median age is 28, as you can see in the video ya, banyak orang-orang masih muda banget di tiket. So I think that's also built a dynamic environment, yeah, and full of innovation. And I think if the question is how is it like to work in a startup, I think it's in line with our ticket.com core values. Yeah, we have a core value called happy, and this core value is the way we evaluate people. If you're a good talent, or if you're not so good or must be developed talent, we usually divide it into like this happy. Do you have happy in your mindset? And then basically happy stands for hunger, which is basically we're passionate but not stubborn, right? In this day and age, we're looking for people that is if you have like an open curiosity and you have a growth mindset, you always self-assess yourself to become a better person. But at the same time, you want to listen to feedback, right? Because if you're stubborn, then it's the growth mindset is not there. And then second, we're looking for agility. So therefore, we're agile. We solve problem quickly, but it doesn't mean that we're reckless. So you have to have a mind, like an agile mindset, like a scalable principle mindset. And then we're looking something that makes ticket.com different is people here are very people oriented. So we focus on building trust, but also challenge logically. Jadi like we want to build relationship tapi jangan baper, just like that. And then so we open data kalau misalnya solve problems gitu. Jadi and this is everyone, not only in tech but also tech and non-tech. And then also being performance driven, meaning like every single decision that we make itu harus dipikirin what's the ROI for the company gitu. So it's not only about personal ambition gitu. So although we're performance driven, we have to be resource efficient. Sama yang finally, of course, we are diverse ya, 14 different nationalities, different backgrounds, different demographics. So we are very diverse, but we do enjoy every unique flavor of it. So if you're interested to learn more about, I think, ticket.com, you can look into our social media platforms on People at Ticket, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, we have ticket.com. And if you want to learn about our tech and product development, we have our employees writing about their experience working at ticket.com in our Medium page. And soon we're going to launch a Spotify, a Twitter, and also a YouTube soon. So stay tuned. So yeah, I think
Wow.
yeah, so a great place to work for me is like where you find yourself excited waking up every day. So if you're looking for a ticket to go back home, so I think it's just go to the Discord account and I will answer questions there.
Wow, that's so amazing. I didn't know in ticket.com there was so much dancing, yeah.
A lot of free
Maybe
food
that's
and a
in
lot of
the job
dancing.
description. Part of being happy, yeah. Yeah. So now we're moving on to Miss Cindy. Miss Cindy Senorita is from Icehouse. Um, please give us tell us a bit about yourself, a brief description of your company, and what it's like working at a startup.
Hi. So yeah, thank you, Emily. So my name is Cindy. I'm from Icehouse. Well, I'm not preparing any slide deck, unfortunately. But anyway, in Icehouse, I was an internship. Well, maybe I'm hoping that I'm the youngest one of all the speakers here, because I was graduated from university on December 2019. So it's just slightly before Corona. I guess I was lucky at that time. So I don't have any problem finding jobs. But then I was started as an intern since 2018. That was 1 year long internship experience in Icehouse. And then back then, even though I'm an intern, I already work on real projects. I've given responsibilities to deliver many quality projects that Icehouse have. So talking a bit about Icehouse, I guess if I ask you guys, is Icehouse a startup? It's hard to say if it is startup or not. Well, it has a really, really flexible, nice startup culture and lifestyle, but our work, we don't have a product to develop like all startups. When you think of working at startup, some people think that it's a product, but I think it's not the product, it's the lifestyle. So if you go to Icehouse websites, now I'm promoting Icehouse, and you see some of our clients and of our portfolio, our clients are mostly existing companies that are already big. They are like, and those big companies, sometimes they need to pivot, they need to challenge themselves again. So their customers are not taken by the ongoing startup. So, but big companies may not have the capability, may have the time to create something that startups does, and that is where we fit in. That is our business model in Icehouse. So yeah, in Icehouse, we are building products for startups, products that looks like a startup's product, but for big companies. And working in Icehouse as an engineer, I started as an engineer, as an undergrad engineer, and then after I graduated, become permanent employee, I take the role of backend engineers there. Why? Because I took an interest. It's just a kind of startup thing. You challenge yourself, you challenge things, you switch roles, do experimentations and so on. So, and since our product is working in a startup, we are challenged with uncertainty, and then we are not given this. I'm an engineer. We are not given the task. This is what you need to code, but you need to think creatively and then think, make sure that the requirements that are given to you, and what you are doing is actually solving the problems. That's why I think I can say Icehouse is a startup, because we have the spirit of it, even though we are not building products that we can say, hey, this is Icehouse. Those are still products of the companies, but we are building it in a startup lifestyle, startup thinking, and so on. And, and so what I did, even though I'm an engineer, I'm working closely with designers, with business analysts, really trying to understand the products, and then sometimes hit some deployment issues also, because in Icehouse we have relatively small team for a product, so you really know everybody in the project, everybody in the office. That's it. I guess that's much. There's not much
Yeah.
to say.
So it's like more close and more personal in a smaller
Yes.
company. Yeah. So now it's Mr. Ronald's time. Please tell us a bit about yourself, brief description of your company, and what it's like working at a startup.
Okay, thank you for your time. Thank you, Emily. Hi, Rifki. Hi, Cindy. Okay, I'm Ronald. Currently, I work at Aruna as a recruitment and employer branding. And I have worked for 9 years in the recruitment area. But currently, I'm not only responsible for recruitment, but also handling the company branding strategy. Before I work at a startup, I had worked in corporate company maybe for 7 years, and then I moved to work for a startup company, and it's not easy for me move and work at startup because it's very different cultures and work environments. Beside work at corporate and then work at startup, and then in the current pandemic situation requires us to quickly adapt to some change in applying for work. So for our job seeker, it must adapt to new challenge and new system, such being familiar with interview with video call, and uh, we must have to increase the knowledge beyond our background, and then maybe being more creative. Okay, and I believe that startup business already have an important role in life of Indonesian people. For example, Aruna support the government vision to make Indonesia as a world maritime center that inclusive and sustainable. So, if you want work with impact to social, especially for our fishermen in Indonesia, maybe you can try to work at Aruna.
That's amazing. So, it's that. So these are we have a few individual questions, if you guys don't mind. So, Mr. Rifki, we know that Ticket.com is probably one of the most prominent startups in Indonesia's emerging startup scene. But what do you think is the difference between working in a corporate environment versus a startup scene?
Okay, this is kind of like a personal question, yeah.
Yeah, more personal.
Since yeah, I actually spent more time in corporate than in a startup, right? This is my second year in Ticket.com, and I was spending 3 years in the corporate. I think the real difference is like I see a startup like a playground, you know. Since it's like growing your own baby from zero, right? Whereas
Yeah.
whereas it's like, yeah, it's like dating a child, right? If you really have to teach and create everything, it's a lot of opportunity, it's a lot of room for you to create something special from zero. You know, there's less bureaucracy. Even I talk to the CEO on WhatsApp. You know, it's really easy to, you know, just talk to the management level, you know. And then of course, like, changes always happen like so frequently, so you have to always be ready for changes and be agile and be hungry, and, you know, have an open mind to always adapt, you know. And in startup world, it's like the winner is not the one that's bigger. The winner is the one who can adapt quicker, right? Whereas in a corporate world, it's more on like market share. You know, it's on size. You know, you win based on size. And I think that's the biggest difference between startup and a corporate. And also maybe in a corporate, you can see, you know, generation wise, you see much more older people, more established people, and then you know, it's not as fast as startup if you want to make changes. But I think I had an advantage coming from a corporate moving to a startup because I've seen the big picture. I've seen, you know, I'm in HR, and then I've seen the end-to-end HR, you know, process. So when I go to a startup, I know what to build. I know, you know, the big picture. I think that's the real difference.
Yeah. I guess because it's such a small company with a startup, you're always there from the beginning, right?
Yep.
So thank you, Mr. Rifki. We have a question now for Miss Cindy. So recently, I have been trying to learn Java. Trying is the key word here. I do code a little bit of Python, but as an amateur coder here, Miss Cindy, do you mind explaining the difference between front-end engineering and back-end engineering, and also describe your day-to-day schedule as like a back-end engineer?
Wait, hello. Can you hear me? So front-end engineer and back-end engineer, what's the difference? First is the title is different. Well, the other one is what you are working on is different. Front-end engineer, you are building UI, right? You are building experience that the user can experience. And for back-end engineers, you are working with server. Your interface is only command line tools. You might not see UI at all. So, and I guess, so the tech stack are different, but you are learning Java and then you have known Python. Java has front end and back end, Python has front end and back end. So the toolings are not so different. That those two are only the difference, I believe. The both front end and back end engineer has the same responsibility to develop an apps and develop quality for it. So So we are all engineers. People tend to differentiate between you are front-end engineers, you are Android engineers, you are iOS engineers, backend engineers, and so on. People tend to differentiate engineers based on titles and tools and so on. But back to the topic at working at startup. In startup, we have uncertainties. Sometimes it's not clear whether a problem should be solved in front-end or back-end. So we are just engineers. We are solving problems. That's what I get from the whole year working in Android, and then now I have spent another whole year working at backend. Is that answering enough?
Yes. Do you also mind like talking a bit of your daily schedule as like a backend engineer? Like what do you do? Like what's the agenda? How does work like how do you deal with work?
Right. Agenda for engineers first need to ensure that the requirements are set, and that's where you start working. You need to check between in Icehouse. You need to check with the business analysts and designers where are the requirements, what do you need to solve, and then from then you need to start preparing things, designing things. How do you solve this? And then you are working in a team of engineers and then syncing up, I'm doing this, you're doing that, something like that. And then finally you ask QA to test your work. So in Icehouse, we are doing a full scrum, day-to-day full scrum for engineers from the business to the QA and then back again to the business requirement. It's sprint by sprint. More detailed for the toolings we use in Icehouse. By default, we are using Golang for backend servers, but then since Icehouse clients is existing company, sometimes we need to adapt with their existing system. So I've experienced building things in Spring, in Kotlin, and sometimes we need to build toolings to support QA job with Node.js and so on. So it's really versatile of what you need to do because there are uncertainties. That's challenging,
Wow.
but it's fun and you get to learn many things.
Yeah, I guess you have to be really versatile. You always have to learn very quickly. Just to adapt to different systems. Thank you, Miss Cindy. Okay, now we're going to move on to the questions for Mr. Ronald. So recently I was browsing through Aruna, and basically you center your business around social impact. As context for anyone who is watching, Aruna is basically an Indonesian e-commerce fishery app which connects consumers directly to local fishermen. Aruna has won a lot of awards, some of which include Social Innovation Award in 2019. So my question for you is, how do you think tech startups will play a role in social impact in Indonesia?
Okay, with Aruna, we want all process at Aruna use technology. So we include the technology to our process business, and we hope the impact not only for fishermen but for the country. So we get a project. We have a project to build something to our fishermen and to our business, our process business. So the impact can make some like good results for fishermen. And then Aruna Aruna missions to make sea to livelihood better. So with technology, we hope we can make the sea a better life for all.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. That's amazing. So last question. Any tips and advice for our participants applying for jobs today? How do you land that job in Ticket.com, Icehouse, Aruna?
Okay, maybe I can start. Okay. I think competency is secondary for Ticket.com. Yeah. I think we don't really focus on interviewing people on how to, right? The how to, but it's really about the why, right? So because we feel like people who wakes up in the morning and they want to build something special in this world, and they already know, their ikigai, like what they really want to do in life. That's the sort of talent we're usually looking for, right? Because when we look at opportunities in a startup, or I think in Ticket.com in general, there's unlimited opportunities you can do, right? But there's also unlimited challenges that will always come up your way. So I think when we interview someone at Ticket.com, not only focusing on the technical skills that we see from someone, we look at, do we see our values in this person, right? Do we see the hunger in this person? Do we see the agility, the willingness, to quickly solve problems? Do we see the people-oriented side? Do we see a balance in the performance management side? And do we see the confidence and the respect to diversity in this person? And that's sort of like what we like to see. And secondly, we like to see someone that is not afraid to be themselves, in Ticket.com, because I think being diverse is our strength. Being diverse is chaos in a way, but being diverse is also coming up with answers from different sides. And I think as long as you follow, as long as you tick all the boxes, I think that's sort of the talents that we're looking for.
Thank you, Mr. Rifki. Mr. Ronald, Miss Cindy, any advice for the applicants?
Yeah, Cindy.
That's okay. Silakan. Oh yeah, okay. So for me, well, maybe first is the advice in general, job market is just like, it's just a market, right? It's like you are going to the market and bargaining for stuff. So my advice would be to look it like that and take it objectively, not with personal emotions and so on. So the seller is you. You are selling yourself in a good way. You're branding yourself, and the buyer is the job hirer, the prospective employer. So from that, if you are reflecting of how you do shopping in market, you need to create a checklist, be objective, like what the workplace that you are going into needs and what do you have right now. From your work start from there. If you think that you have what you need, what they need, then go on, take a shot. But if don't, then ask yourself how can you improve. It's just that simple. But often I see people are just to say emotional. They're thinking, they're worried too much. When I say why haven't you get a job, they say it's scary. This company looks really big, or it seems hard to get into. I'm not confident with my skills and so on. But it's funny that they don't even know where they are lacking. They don't even know what the company is actually looking for. So do try to approach the company, do check the websites, check current employers, or even pick a call the HR managers and so on. Try to get as much as info, and there, sure, you get your ballots, you shoot it. Just be confident and don't stress too much.
Yeah, I think what people don't realize about the job process is it's very personal. You can fit with one company and not with another. So, Mr. Ronald, any final tips and tricks?
Okay, like I said before, that we must quickly adapt with the situation. We must know what the trend, and then we must increase our knowledge, and then maybe we must to know what our to follow our passion.
Yeah, that's right. And I think like especially for Aruna, it's like if you have a drive for social impact, that makes such a big difference and you can tell. So thank you speakers for coming today. Um, right now we're going to move on to the company panel talks. If there are any more questions for anyone who's watching for our company representatives, don't worry. You will still have the opportunity to ask your questions later on in the Discord channel. We will be having our company lightning panel talks. So right now, I would like to invite the representative of Ticket.com to share a little bit about your company. So, Mr. Rifki?
Okay, so directly, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe basically, so I have to share about the recruitment process at Ticket, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so at ticket.com, usually it all starts from the career website, or maybe you can go through the Garuda hacks, yeah, from there. Usually our recruiters go through from CV screening, and then we have two ways of hiring. So we have like tech hiring and non-tech hiring. So if you're a tech person, even it's internship or even non-internship, after your CV has been selected, the next process would be a user interview with the hiring manager. If you pass that process, and then you go to the interview with the director, regardless, depends on your level, right? And then after that, you would have a codility test. If you're a tech person, there's a codility minimum that you have to do. And then after that, you have a offer. Because this is pandemic, usually it's like an e-sign, so you don't have to go to the office. And then after that, we usually send a offer letter, and then you go straight to onboarding. So it's quite quick, yeah. And for non-tech, it's just basically the same process, but without the codility test. Yeah, so that's how we process people, both interns and non-interns. But I think with the difference between the non-interns and the interns is for pro hire we usually do a medical check, but with interns you don't have to do medical check. So yeah, so and we open internships 3 months to 6 months depends on your availability, and then we open hiring all year long because usually there's always a lot of positions to be hired. We are growing so fast in terms of business, and I think with this pandemic, we see a lot of opportunities, to focus on R&D because we don't have a lot of, we don't have a lot of sales going on at the moment. People are not traveling, so we have a lot of time to focus on R&D. So if you're a tech person, this is a very exciting time to join Ticket because we're, developing AI and we're developing all this new tribe system, and then it's a very very dynamic environment at this point in ticket.com. And we usually look for candidates not only you're good in tech or you're good in what you do, but genuinely someone who loves to travel, right? Because many of our benefits that we offer in ticket.com is you get like a balance, like few millions a year use the app, and you actually travel and explore Indonesia. So if you're a travel junkie, we are a perfect company to go to, right? And I think having the opportunity to speak in Garuda Hack, I was in your position 4 years ago. I didn't know what to do, but I knew that Indonesia has a very big tourism industry and it's underdeveloped. And I think they need people like us to come home to Indonesia and actually help nurture that. And I think our knowledge, I feel like my knowledge when I study in Australia, I couldn't implement maybe in 2030. But I think learning, the rough difference between what I learned in uni until what I see in the ground at the moment is the exciting part, right? So you actually with challenging situation in Indonesia with a lot of opportunity is a very exciting place to learn. So I think that's it from me, Emily.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Rifki. Yeah, I might have to apply for ticket.com myself because I'm a travel junkie. I like a good vacation.
If,
Thank
if you
you.
have if you have one ticket, where would you like to go? You have a
If I
free
have
ticket
one
from
ticket,
ticket.com. Where would you like to go?
a free ticket. Hmm. I wanna. It sounds very generic, but I wanna go back to Bali because I miss the babi guling.
We actually have an office in Bali, so if you're interested in internship there, you can work and like workation.
Oh, right. I forgot you guys have so many locations. You can choose anywhere. It's also a vacation itself.
Yeah,
Thank you.
so at ticket.com, it's half working and half vacation. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You also get the massage. Thank you, Ticket.com. Now we will be inviting Icehouse to take over and talk a bit about their company.
Okay, I'll share my screen now. Let's wait for
Yes.
a moment. Okay. All right. So can you guys see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Emily, for introducing me. So good afternoon, everyone. It's really nice to join this event and meeting all of you guys here. So my name is Inbar, and I am a recruiter at Icehouse. And then I'll be speaking a little bit about Icehouse, more to short introduction about Icehouse, actually. So for those of you who might unfamiliar with Icehouse, Icehouse is a global mobile development firm that has been applying breakthrough technologies in developing the best mobile apps for the customers. So we are founded in 2012, and then we are the first Google certified agency in Southeast Asia as well. So since then, actually, we have served for more than 65 customers globally, as I will be sharing it earlier, the list of our customers. And then our main office is actually in Jakarta, but we do also have offices and partners in Australia, in China, in Singapore, and in the Netherlands as well. And then here in Icehouse, our mission is actually to empower the greatest minds to create the greatest digital experiences. And then how do we achieve that? How Icehouse can support that mission? Here in Icehouse, we have real values, the main values that everyone uphold, that will always be looking for people who are, taking initiative, showing constructive communication, and then able to work with the team, and also can be dependable to work independently. But most importantly, they, as Cindy mentioned earlier, they never stop for learning. They never stop for learning, and then they hungry to achieve more and then achieve for the best result they could get. So that's the mission that ISOS is currently uphold then pursuing. And then aligned to that mission, ISOS has actually been launched a ISOS Academy around several months ago, actually. So ISOS Academy is actually a free curriculum in Android and iOS development. So it's free. So I do aware that most of you guys who joined this event are mostly coming from university, right? University students or probably fresh graduates. So this GitHub account or this course is actually the best for you to learn about the iOS and Android development in the proper way. So please do visit this link to learn more about the course or about the curriculum. And then, as I've mentioned earlier, or as Cindy mentioned earlier as well, we don't, build our own products, but we build a customer product. So since then, we have actually worked from more than, many well-known companies, as you guys can see here. I do believe that some of you have familiar with these logos, right? Yes, we have served Gojek in their early development in 2015. We've also served Halodoc as well, and then BCA, and then yes. So a few months ago, it's actually interesting that we're just being named as Google Cloud Partner. It's actually, interesting that we have the advantage to, use Google technologies to stay ahead of the game, right? And then this is the most interesting part, guys. So I am delighted to inform you guys that we are currently hiring for the tech positions. Actually, there are more non-tech positions as well, as you guys can see in the career page. But since I do aware that most of you guys, looking for tech position, so here are some of the positions that we're currently hiring. So we're looking for software engineer intern. Either you are, focusing more on the Android or backend iOS. We're also looking for a full-time Android backend iOS engineers. So if you find yourself qualified for the job, please do apply to our career page. And yes, and start amazing now and be part of our great product or great projects. So and then host the recruitment process and the career path, especially for tech roles as software engineers in Icehouse. So the recruitment process itself, we usually start with a test assessment. This is to measure your conceptual or fundamental knowledge in software engineering. And then should you pass those stage, and then you will be invited to the first and second interview. In this first and second interview, you'll basically be explored about your personality, about your culture fitness, about your tendency, about your technical knowledge, about your technical skills, about your fundamental knowledge about software engineering as well. And then should you pass those stages, you'll be invited to the last interview, actually, which is the third interview, to meet with our CTO, which is Pierre, to discuss more about the position and how they might suit for you in your career. And so that would be all regarding the process. Of course, there are some process like reference check and then offering stage, but that's all the main process in Icehouse in general. And then what about the career path? Let's say you are a software engineer in Icehouse. What's the career path that I can, that I can take in the company? So I'll take a look at Cindy's case. So Cindy started a career in Icehouse from intern, actually. And then after the internship program, she moved to staff one level. So she performing well, but then we promoted as staff one, not junior even. And then after staff one, you can move up your career as staff two and then become a senior engineer. And then after you reach that senior level, you have actually two options to move up your level, either focusing more on the technical side or focusing more on the manager side. If you're more into the technical side, then you can take a principal and then architect positions. But if you're more into managerial tasks and leading people, then you can become a lead and then become a head of engineering. So that's actually a bit of about our process and the career path for especially software engineers in Icehouse. And then what are the perks and benefits that Icehouse can offer for you guys? So of course, we offer a competitive salary that we would like to attract the best candidates, the best people with the best reward, right? And then we also offer flexible working hours. So I do believe that everyone has, different preferences on working as well. So we offer that flexibility and freedom to complete all the tasks in Icehouse. And then we also offer a full medical insurance, as well as we also, given a dedicated 20% of your time to learning. As I've mentioned earlier, learning is integral process in Icehouse. So when you are become an Icehousey, that with what we call ourselves, you can focus 20% of your time and learning, and then you can also get a chance to attend well-known international conferences like Google I/O, Apple WWDC, GopherCon, and so on, to learn more about your role. And then we also offer all the access and the choice of Apple MacBooks or probably Android smartphones. So there are laptop purchase program and phone program that you can take so that you can get the latest tech in the market. And then work hard, play hard. Yes, of course, apart from doing all the tasks, all the job, we need also to balance ourselves with fun, with playing together, right? In Asos, there are so many activities: Netflix party, karaoke events, ping pong, Muay Thai, you name it. We usually held it every weekend, but too bad during this pandemic we can do it some of them. But we still do the events like Netflix party, and then Conquer, and then Kahoot, so you might know. So actually, that will be all from my side about the a bit of introduction about Icehouse. I would really look forward to discuss with you guys in the Q&A session. And if you guys have any question about Icehouse, about the recruitment process in Icehouse, please do contact me, either using the Discord letter in this event, or contact me directly to my email here, as I stated here. So that would be all from my side. Don't forget to follow our social media as well, and laugh at Icehouse on Instagram. Thank you,
Thank you so
Emily.
much, Mr. Inbar. I think for everyone who's looking to apply, don't overlook the small companies, because you never know what's going to fit with you in terms of culture, and
Of course, that of
you're
course.
always there, like, and you're there from the beginning, and so
Mhm.
you're going to be such a valuable part of the company to anyone
Yes.
who's
Well, an interesting part is in Icehouse, you can have a chance to work on different industries and different projects, right? So that will be good for your personal development, as we concerned about it as an employer.
exactly. And
Yep.
being with a startup is more challenging, and if you like that kind of environment, you're going to be so involved with the process. So thank you,
Yep.
Mr. Inbar. Now we're going to
Thank you,
invite
Emily.
thank you. We're going to invite Kotakode to give their presentation.
Hello. Hey, Emily.
Hello.
Yeah, so thanks to Garuda Hacks for giving me the opportunity to speak today. I guess I don't have any slides prepared, so I'm gonna try my best to like speak out all the kind of things that we offer at Kotakode. So maybe for people who don't know what Kotakode is yet, I could give like a short description. Kotakode is like we're an online platform. We're accessible at www.kotakode.com. We're like an online platform for programmers in Indonesia to come. We have multiple product verticals. We have Q&A forum, so just like Stack Overflow, but for the local version. And then we also have a blogging platform where people can share their knowledge online. And we have a third feature that we're building out, that we're still planning and building out. It's going to be like LinkedIn jobs with a combination of Upwork's type of work. So that's about the product itself. Maybe now I'm going to talk more about the company itself and like who's behind it. So Kotakuda is founded. There's three co-founders. There's me, myself. I'm a computer engineering graduate. I'm currently the CEO at Kotakuda. We also have Michael Englo. He's currently the CTO at Kotakuda. So he's doing part-time at Kotakuda while he's also still doing his full-time at Google. So most of the work most of the engineering behind the scenes are like he brings a lot of like Google values into it as well. And we also have a third co-founder. His name is Carol. Carol is our CBO, Chief Business Officer, where he handles all the marketing, partnership, social media division. Yeah, I mean, we're a family of 20 people right now. We have multiple teams. We have a marketing team. We have business development. We have our engineering team. We also have our social media team, and we also have our digital marketing team. We're currently opening internship spots for all of them. So feel free to drop your resume and just try out, right? Yeah, so that's about the team itself, and also about team culture. Since we're like a really small company, we're like 20-ish people. We really try to see each other more of like a family. So we do have like bonding sessions. We have one-on-ones for our engineers and also for everyone else. We have like mentoring sessions from me, myself, and also from Michael. So for engineers, who's currently still in their intern program, they're also like wondering what they're gonna do after school and everything. So we do offer that kind of like one-on-one session where they get to share their experiences, and also we give them tips and tricks on like how to excel at different interviews and career and overall. So yeah, I think that's about it from Kotakuda itself. So again, feel free to drop by, and I think we're gonna be open at Discord afterwards. So feel free to ask if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have like a rough idea of which positions would be available in Kotakoda?
Yeah. So as I said, I think we do have like marketing, social media, which is doing really well, by the way. Maybe I could talk more about like our growth. So far, in just like about 5 months ish, we've grown. Like right now, our Instagram, we are like 13,000 followers. We're pretty active as well in all of our social engagement on LinkedIn, Facebook. Oh, and I forgot to mention that we're part of Block 71 Incubator. So yeah, I mean, in terms of growth itself, Kotakuda, we're lucky enough to be in a position where we have a lot of support, not only from our users as well. So yeah, anyway, sorry for the tangent, but so again, back to your question, we have openings in marketing, partnership, social media, engineering. That's about it. Yep.
Okay. Thank you so much. Right now, we're going to move on to Aruna. So thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you.
Hello, Emily.
Hello again.
Okay, I want to introduce Aruna. Okay, uh, Aruna is a marine and fisheries startup sector that challenges the marine product trading ecosystem. In Aruna, we build sustainable and fair business process for all stakeholders, from fishermen to buyer. Aruna began in 2016 and 2002, and into 2020. Aruna has empowered more than 15,000 plus fishermen and 20 plus provinces across the country. We have registered fishermen partner and in seafood commodities, founded this year in 2016, and we have 20 plus location in our country in Indonesia. And this is our founder, Mrs. Farid Noval Aslam, Mrs. Tari Oktavianti, and Mr. Indra Fadila. Okay, this is Aruna purpose. Indonesia is the second biggest fish producer in the world after China, with USD 1 economic values in marine and fisheries sector. But the average fisherman only make about 48 USD per month. We can decrease the number of fishermen in the last 10 years to 50%. Most of the fishermen are working in informal sector. Then this is Aruna ecosystem. First, creating a healthy ecosystem for fishermen to support them in producing finest seafood, and the second, providing the finest seafood to international and domestic market B2B and B2C. And in third, opening more job opportunity in coastal villages with fishermen-based program. Aruna technology connecting the coastal village to global market through the mobile application for both fishermen and buyers. Aruna Heroes to manage and collect the data of fishermen and their commodities. Aruna Fisheries Commerce to buyers so they can get the finest quality seafood wherever they are. This is Aruna Fisherman Days. One our tagline, laut untuk semua. Our transaction in our fisherman base, we have transaction, seafood processing and storage, payment gateway, fishing gear store, financing, and community building. This is Aruna milestone in 2016 and start in 2017. We start on the first fisherman group in Balikpapan, is Kalimantan, and then in 2018 and 2019, exporting to more country, generate more fishermen base and site in Sumatra, Kalimantan, Sulawesi, and Papua. And 2020, we launched our brand Seafood by Aruna, the B2C platform partnering with e-commerce. This is Aruna Commodities and Market. And this is Aruna Impact. One coastal village is earn up to 7 millions, and a fisherman is able to earn around 3.5 million until 15 million monthly, and multiplying up to 3 of product value, 10 plus commodities, and 95% export oriented product. And if you are want to more about Aruna, you can follow our LinkedIn and our social media in Instagram at aruna.indonesia, at Seafood by Aruna, and for our activity, for employee activity, at nakama.aruna.
Thank you, Mr. Ronald. Thank you, Mr. Ronald. I think I can see in the comments so many people are so interested in Aruna. So I think you'll be having a very busy Discord channel, yeah. So now we're going to next we're going to talk with Financier.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Elizabeth. You can call me Ali. I'm currently working in Financier as operation staff. Actually, I have some slide that I prepared. Can I show it?
Yes.
Okay, wait. I'm going to do share screen. Okay, here. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, let me tell you a brief about my company. So Financier is based in Singapore and in Indonesia. We have people that are from Singapore and Indonesia that are working in Financier. We launched around October. I'm actually an intern around November. I joined around November as their intern and joined around December for full-time job. Finantier is a YC Combinator company. We are supported by East Ventures, AC Ventures, Genesia Ventures, and Two Cultural Capital. So we are also certified by the OJK, the Financial Services Authority, and a member of FTech, Indonesian FinTech Association. So we are a credible company. So I know that maybe in Indonesia there are negative rumors about fintech. So rest assured, you can trust Finantier. Maybe let me explain about what Finantier, what kind of company it is. Finantier brings an open finance platform via an API, aggregating multiple financial services and data layers. So any innovators that are looking to launch a new fintech business, they can rely to Finantier's API. Um, also, maybe I'll go deeper about what can happen with this one single API. Using this one single API can happen endless possibilities. Um, in Finantier, we focus on three main things. First is the identity and income verification. So, using the technology of eKYC, you can verify. Finantier helps you verify your data account, and then we also prevent any frauds or loss or any damages in the future. And then the second one is transactional data enrichment. So this counts in account aggregation. So what happened is it gathers information across your financial platforms, maybe your digital wallets as well, into one convenient dashboard, which is Finantier. This helps you to access your information conveniently and hassle-free. And the third one is the payment initiation. So you can pay your payment subscription, you can pay your gym membership very time effectively using Finantier's dashboard. So actually, who are we looking for in interns? So we are looking for someone for individuals that are highly motivated, enjoy collaborating, working in small teams, because it's a startup environment with a fast-paced work. So we expect that you can juggle your works balance with all the deadlines, but still have fun on what you're doing. Uh, if I may share my experience in Finantier is that I feel that my ideas and my insights are counted by the teams, by the groups where we can initiate projects to make the workflow better. So if you join us, we can guarantee that you always be part of the team, and your ideas are always being counted. And of course, when you need to have great communication skills because you will not only work with your division, but you are expected to work with other divisions as well to collaborate with other projects. Okay, so we only open two roles for internships. We open the software engineer first. We open for software engineer roles. The responsibilities, the job task that you will be doing is to learn and discover frameworks, coding and programming, support various new features, projects, assist engineering teams. We have a few people that are doing engineering, back end, front end, full stack, and also leads. You'll be working with them, also reporting to our CTO, CEO, the C levels, and we want you to have fun on what you're on your job as well. The requirement for this role is you are currently studying computer science or related career. Your good understanding of both traditional statistical methods, and then you have experience learning Python or R or any similar scripting language, and it's for any year for university level. And then the second role that we are currently looking for internship is business development internship. So in this role, you'll be doing assisting developing business develop strategies, and then help to prepare sales pitch, support business relationships with financiers partnerships, and also still we want you to have fun with what you do. We don't want you to feel that you have so much burden. No, this is a place for you to grow, to experiment, to have to gather so many insights from financier. And the requirement is we hopefully that you have basic knowledge of fintechs and B2B products, and then understanding basic of APIs, because that is our main product. And then you are hands-on, detailed oriented, good team player, strong communication, and yeah, we want you to have the best experience in financier. So the duration of internship is a minimum of 3 months, and then you will be working from home. It will be remotely working, and you will have flexible working hours, so you can balance your study and your work in financier, and it's a paid internship. And yeah, so that's it. Submit your application to careers.financier.co. And don't hesitate to email me at elizabeth@financier.co. Yeah, that would be it.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
I can, yeah, same as Aruna. I can see in the comments that everyone's so excited to apply for your financier now. And yeah, thank you so much for coming with us, for coming to Garuda Hacks Virtual Career Fair. So,
Inviting us.
of course. So up next, we're going to be having a talk with Tokopedia. Hello? I think your microphone might be muted.
Hi, Emily.
Hello, Ika.
Hi. So I have a slide to prepare. So let me share my screen.
Yes.
Okay, can you see my screen?
It's loading. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much, Emily, and thank you so much, everyone, for inviting me to this event. Hope everyone is stay safe and healthy wherever you are. So kenalin, gue Ika dari tim rekrutmen Tokopedia yang kedepannya akan memperkenalkan ya Tokopedia itu apa, dari mulai bisnis modelsnya, our cultures and so on. Gitu. So mungkin beberapa dari teman-teman belum pada familiar nih Tokopedia itu apa sih? So Tokopedia is the largest one of the largest e-commerce from Indonesia that has been established on 2009. And we have our vision, which is to build a super ecosystem where anyone can start and discover anything. So if you want familiar, if you familiar with our slogan, which is hashtag mulai aja dulu, so that's it. Jadi kayak mulai aja dulu berbelanja di Tokopedia, mulai aja dulu jualan Tokopedia, mulai aja dulu discover apa aja di Tokopedia, atau mulai aja dulu apply di Tokopedia gitu ya. So meanwhile we have a mission to democratize commerce through technology. Okay, so this is our 11 years journey from 2009. Ini adalah pertama kali didirikannya Tokopedia, dan waktu itu masih beroperasi di sebuah ruko yang kecil banget gitu. And then move to 2014, we became first portfolio company for SoftBank and Sequoia in Indonesia. And then on 2017, we raised $1 billion funding led by Alibaba. And on 2018, we achieved Best Indonesian App by Google Play Users Choice 2018. And on on 20,000 on 20,000 on 19. We have acquired Bread Story and Parent Story as our sister company, and on 2020 we celebrate our 11th anniversary. So this is our journeys. Kemudian di Tokopedia sendiri kita udah punya lebih dari 4.500 nakama. Jadi nakama itu sendiri adalah sebutan bagi karyawan Tokopedia. Kemudian ada 100 juta lebih pengguna aktif tiap bulannya di Tokopedia. And we have reached around 19% districts. Kemudian kita punya 400 juta lebih products yang dijual di Tokopedia. Kemudian ada 10 juta merchant yang ada di Tokopedia. Dan rata-rata 86,5%-nya itu adalah first time entrepreneurs. Okay, and this one is our business. We have marketplace and digital goods, fintech and payment, logistic and fulfillment, and the last one is Mitra Tokopedia. Okay, so we have our culture and what we have belief. We call it 3DNA. So the first one is focus on consumer, which is we treat our consumer, kita selalu memberikan pengalaman terbaik bagi para consumer kita. Kemudian kita juga senantiasa memberikan win-win solution. Kemudian we maintain our great relationship to our consumer gitu. And the second one is growth mindset, and ini lebih ke how we can see the change with positively, and then we embrace senantiasa kita melihat suatu perubahan itu sebagai peluang gitu ya. And the last one is make it happen, make it better. And this one is we are continuously making improvements and make it make it Tokopedia is better. Kemudian kita sangat menjunjung tinggi nakama experience ya. Jadi we have established several programs. Jadi salah satunya ini yang pertama ada well-being programs. Yang pertama ada e-counseling, which is you can counseling through our online platform yang kita kerjasama udah sama psikolog gitu ya. Kemudian yang kedua ada support group. Nah di sini juga ada satu grup yang difasilitasi oleh psikolog. Jadi di dalamnya ada beberapa nakama yang punya mental health issue yang sama juga, di dalamnya nanti akan difasilitasi oleh psikolog. Kemudian the last one for my well-being program itu kita ada Naka Parent Class. Jadi Naka Parent Class ini adalah khusus program buat nakama yang udah jadi parents gitu ya. Jadi kalau if you know di Tokopedia sendiri kita ada beberapa beberapa kategori, ada yang masih single, ada yang udah berkeluarga, kemudian ada yang udah jadi parents juga. Nah, kemudian we have community as well. Di sini kita ada Nakamam Community. Nah, di dalam ini adalah suatu komunitas yang difasilitasi oleh admin dari Parent Story. Jadi di dalamnya bisa saling share tentang parenting and so on gitu. Kemudian ada Women in Tech Community. Basically this is the community that serve for our women that yang punya yang udah berkarir di dunia teknologi kalau di Tokopedia gitu. Nah kemudian ini adalah ada yang terakhir Nakamate. Nakamate ini adalah komunitas biasanya kita kayak bergabung di sebuah komunitas di eksternal, misalnya dari panti asuhan, dari yayasan maupun yang lainnya juga. Kemudian ada Nakama Privilege. Jadi di Nakama Privilege sendiri ini kita punya beberapa program yang mungkin bisa dinikmati oleh nakama. Salah satunya adalah kita kasih discounts beberapa produk ya yang dijual di Tokopedia. Terus ada juga khusus Naka Parents Privilege. Jadi Naka Parents ini khusus untuk nakama yang udah jadi parents ya. Privilege-nya misalnya ada discount related to baby things or mom's things and so on gitu. And based on those initiatives, we got several achievements on 2020. You can see we got a goal in excellence in learning and development, and then we got another goal for excellence in women empowerment strategy, and then we got a goal again for excellence in HR communication strategy. And the last one is we achieve HR Grant Winner for 2020. Gitu. Jadi kita dapat beberapa penghargaan dari HR Asia Award yang di tahun lalu, seperti kurang lebih seperti ini achievements-nya. Kemudian the last one is this is the quotes from our co-founder Pak William Tanuwijaya. We believe that success can only be achieved by helping others to become more successful. So I think that's all for me. If you have any questions or you want to know about our open vacancies, you can I think you can continue our discussion through Discord. So I think so. Emily, back to you.
Thank you, Ika. So this wraps up our virtual career fair today. We want to thank everyone for being with us today, both company partners and people who's watching. We hope we answered some of your questions today, but if not, which I'm sure we haven't answered all questions based on the comments, don't worry. We know that you still want to network with representatives as well. So please hop on to our Discord channel. And then our event formally ends at 3 p.m. But both company representatives and participants are welcome to stay for as long as you want. If you're interested in applying for these companies, don't forget to submit your program to the Future Tech Leadership Fellowship Program. The website is futuretechleaders.id. The portal is currently live, so you can just send in your application right now. So once again, thank you everyone for joining us today, and we hope that we see your application and maybe we'll see each other in the future. If you have any difficulties logging onto the Discord channel, comment it down below and we will have representatives answer it for you. And once again, I want to give a shout out to my Garuda Hacks team for making all this happen. So yes, thank you so much.
see you.